up with it?
What's up with it? It's your girl Jezzy Rose, and you are now tuned into the What's Tea podcast. My name is Jezzy Rose, and I am your host. If you are listening via Audio Mac or SoundCloud, don't forget to follow and like. And if you are listening or watching with us from YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm so happy to have you here with us today, spilling the tea, listening to the tea. And without further ado, let's get straight into the tea.
I'm ready to answer the tea. What is the tea?
Okay, so the first story that we have here is about Rupert Roberts. Bahamas News, my boy, posted. They said Super Value owner Rupert Roberts has been airlifted to the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, where he is currently listed in intensive care. Now, this particular story was posted about 2 days ago, and I did see prior that they were looking for people to donate blood. And I'm really just posting so that we can pray for Rupert Roberts. You know, he has helped the community a lot. And, you know, I saw in the comments a lot of people just praying for a speedy recovery and praying that he gets healthy, and that's all I really wanted to bring here, is for us to pray that he gets better, you know. Okay, so the next story that we have is about dancehall Bahamian artist Lil Davi. Now, Think Bahamas posted. They said breaking: 24-year-old Bahamian superstar artist is now pronounced pregnant. Shocking news, as the artist says she's never been with a man in all her life. Now, Lil Davi came back and said, y'all clearly have nothing to do. It's obvious that I create content, and that video is about 3 years old, in which at the end of the video I stated it was a prank. Now, I'll play the particular video for you right here.
I know that people are gonna judge me and be like, oh, she says she like girls and this and that, and blah blah blah. But it is what it is. And I feel like the best way to have done this was to make a YouTube video, because
But yeah, I mean, Lil Davi is known for, her controversy, especially when it comes to her promoting her music. So when I saw the story and I saw people sharing the video, I was like, this video has to be old, or if it is current, it has to be a prank, or it has to be some type of promo for a video, because she's not gonna be pregnant, and I have to see a belly. And then, like I say, me knowing her, and literally every time that she has a new song to promote, she always promotes it with controversy. So that is false news. Now, the next story that we have here is about a woman facing charges after she allegedly threatened to, pew her landlord when he came to collect rent. So it says, Nassau, Bahamas, a woman facing charges after she allegedly threatened to pew her landlord when he came to collect rent. Prosecutors say Latassin Roll went to Rosemary Brown's Pine Yard Road apartment on February 15, asking for his money. Brown, 42, allegedly told Roll that she didn't owe him anything and that she was going to whatever that says. Brown denied this at her arraignment before Magistrate Abigail Farrington. She was granted $5,000 bail, and her trial is set for April 22nd. Now, I saw a lot of people looking at this and laughing at this, and I definitely can say, when you look at it from just the title alone, or the story headline itself, I mean, it can look funny. But saying that the landlord was threatened for only doing the only thing that they are supposed to do, which is collect rent, because the person is living on their property, it's not so funny. I understand the times are tough, and I get it, and maybe you can probably try speaking to your landlord about extending some stuff, because you do have some landlords that are helpful. But like the threatening and all of that is just uncalled for. And now look what you have. You have five. You not only do you have to pay back your rent, you have to go to court for threatening that person. Now you probably gonna have something on your record. Like, does it make sense? Instead of you just coming and telling your landlord, hey, I need another month or two or something. Like, just try to talk to people. And if not, at the end of the day, like I said, the landlord's job is to collect their rent, so they are gonna do their job. But after reading the full story, I didn't find it funny. But like I say, the headline, if you look at it like that, it does look hilarious. Now, the last story that I have here for you is
30-year-old Akinio McIntosh has been sentenced to 3 years after pleading guilty to an elaborate fraud scheme. He admitted to 42 charges, including forgery, fraud by false pretense, money laundering, and possession of forged documents. He carried out the offenses while disguised in women's clothing and makeup. McIntosh accepted responsibility in court today, but asked for a second chance. Stay tuned to the Bahamas tonight.
It says it comes from ZNS Northern Service. Fraud accused used female attorney disguise in elaborate scheme. Side-by-side images show Amika McIntosh and the identity police said he used while posing as attorney Nikiria role during an alleged fraud scheme. McIntosh has been sentenced to 3 years imprisonment after pleading guilty on 42 charges and is expected to return to court tomorrow to answer for remaining matters. So this is a story that I saw, and when I first saw it, I was like, you know what, this either has to be a prank. This cannot be true. This cannot be real. But after doing my investigation, I found out that this is 100% true. So 242 in the Know posted about the story, and they said a man accused of cross-dressing as a woman while posing as a legal professional will be arraigned before the magistrates court in Freeport on Tuesday, February 24th. Authorities report that the 30-year-old faces 13 counts of forgery, 13 counts of possession of forged documents, and 13 counts of othering forged documents. He is also charged with 4 counts of fraud by false pretense, 4 counts of money laundering, 1 count of procuring a forged document, and 3 counts of pretending to be a counsel and attorney. Investigators allege that the suspect misrepresented himself as a qualified attorney and carried out fraudulent activities while posing as a female legal professional. The charges stem from multiple complaints.
It was a scheme built on deception, disguise, and false promises of legal help that resulted in prison time for Akimio McIntosh. The 30-year-old stood before Chief Magistrate Charlton Smith today, facing 51 criminal counts, including fraud, forgery, money laundering, and pretending to be a female attorney. The court said that for months, families believed they were dealing with a legitimate attorney named Ms. Nikiria Roll of R&R Law. The voice on the other end of the phone sounded convincing. The documents looked official, the promises felt real, but prosecutors say it was all a lie. The person behind the name was McIntosh, a man who carefully crafted a female persona to convince victims he could handle their legal matters.
So I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, they were doing multiple things at one time. Like, this is a lot of charges. And here is the RBDF news release. This is the official from the Royal Bahamas Police Force, and you can read it for yourself. Like, this is a lot of charges. Now, once I also went through this story, I realized that this person, he was scamming people out of lots of money, like some 7,000, some 10, some more or less, and the total came up to about, I believe, $25,000 or $23,000 altogether. And initially, that's why they were being caught, because they were going, giving people forged documents. But while I was also going through this case and investigating, it later came out that this is not this guy's first time doing fraudulent activity. Let me play the news report for you.
But get this, prosecutors also revealing that this was not his first time assuming a false identity. The court heard that he had previously posed as a school principal for an institution that was never registered, a story ZNS Northern Service broke in 2024. Magistrate Smith says McIntosh's prior conviction for cruelty to children weighed heavily against him. Prosecutors say dressing as a female was a defendant's way of avoiding detection from previous charges.
Yes, you heard it correct. So back in 2024, breaking news said wanted man turns himself into police. Wanted man turned himself into police. Camille McIntosh, principal of Belmont Oak Christian Academy, surrendered to authorities at the Central Police Station on Grand Bahama. It is alleged that last September, he opened a school on Grand Bahama Island without any proper accreditation from any agency. The police claimed that they wanted to question him over some matters. So he turned himself in, and that's what happened. I also realized that they put dialect on this post, but it is what it is. So yeah, he was pretty much operating a school. Here, I'll also play a clip for you for that the parents or a parent were saying about him and how he ran the school.
he reached out to me and he was telling me about the school and the programs and what they had to offer. Which him, he saw a good picture. September 9th, dropping my son to school, walking to school, no power on. Now he was saying, he had to get permits and this and license from the port and what's not, and the power would have been turned on that week. Full first week of school, the kids was up back and forth between the bowling alley and the school building. Now, apparently, like I said, the school building don't have no power, and the kids was inside this hot school, didn't know, us parents didn't know what was going on.
Roll also provided screenshots showing grades 7 and 8 classes being conducted via WhatsApp. In addition, she claims that she, along with other parents, filed complaints with the police regarding the matter. Regarding the legitimacy of the institution.
Operating a school isn't a snap of the fingers. People think that your license pop up tomorrow. That ain't how it go. It's a protocol, and there's NACOP power for probably like 15, 16 pages that you have to fill and along with attachments. I go to Port Authority and I ask them, hey, what qualifications do I need to operate a school? They would tell me, hey, you have to go through NACOP. Once NACOP, send a letter. Now, Port Authority has a regular business. You go open a business in Port Authority, you can say, hey, here's a business license after you pass the necessary protocols, right? But they can't do that with schools because NACOP have to tell them, hey, this person is confirmed.
Now, reports indicate that over 50 students were enrolled at the start of the school year, and classes are still ongoing, but they are now being held in a different room within the same facility.
So yeah, he was collecting people's funds knowing that, and I'm pretty sure that he's not a licensed professional, a teacher, hasn't been to UB or any school for education, and wants to organize a school educating students. They say that the electricity wasn't on there. It's a whole heap of stuff. And eventually, of course, he had to go to jail for that, because when you do open any organization that deals with education, you have to go to a particular board in the Bahamas in order to open that and get the right documents and all that, etc., which of course he did not have. He thought probably, hey, I'm just gonna open this school and make the money and do this and but it doesn't work like that. But I just thought it was so interesting that a few years back, that was his scam. He came out and now he comes out with another scam. And it's just like, when is it really gonna end now? Like this feels like something that's out of a movie. It didn't feel real when I looked it up. Like, had I not done the research and saw that these were from actual news outlets and this was an actual case, I would not have believed it. Especially looking at the picture, like that's the first thing that caught me off guard to get me even reading the story. I saw the picture and I was like, there's no way. And then when you sit down and you break it down and you look at his picture and that picture, it's like, wait. And it's the dedication to the character too, like the boobs, the makeup, the eyebrow. I mean, the eyebrows are arched damn near better than mine. I don't think I can arch my eyebrows better than that. Lashes, like makeup. They even said nail polish, the clothing, and it's like real dedicated. Like he needs to go into acting or something like that, or I don't know. But hey, he's putting his talent in the wrong places. Honestly, that's all I have to say about that. But yes, that's all the tea that I have here for you guys today. Thank you so much for being here with us. The song of the day is Rock With It by Jezzy Rose. Of course, myself. I will leave a link for you guys to check it out. And thank you guys so much for listening. And I will see you guys or talk to you guys next week.
What's up with it?